everybody, welcome to the Vinyl channel. I'm that Vinyl Guy Boz. So Tony over at Tonys LPSRUS is having a 2025 New Year's challenge. Okay, so what he wants us to do is show 5 albums by 5 artists, but 5 different copies of that album. So it'll become apparent here exactly what he means when I get started. So there is one caveat here. You know, I had a hard time coming up with doing this because I have a lot of albums like this. This here is Rush Moving Pictures, and I have an original pressing here, and I have a reissue here, but that is just 2. So I have a lot of albums in my collection like that where I have 2, maybe 3 pressings, but 5, that was a stretch. So I really had to dig around in my collection to come up with 5. I just about got it. There is a caveat here. I will explain that in a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So the very first one I have here is Def Leppard. I was able to find 5 different copies of that. So what I have here is this version right here, which is a reissue. I'm not sure what year. I think around 2018 or so they came out with this. And this one is on the vertical label on red vinyl. It has the limited edition red vinyl hype sticker on the front, but that is one version of it that I have. And I do have an original pressing here, an OG pressing right here on the Mercury label. So we have that pressing of it. Last year Walmart came out with an anniversary edition, and that's this one here, and it's on this yellow and orange splatter vinyl. So that's pretty cool. So that's my 3rd copy of that. Several years ago, Walmart put out a different version. This one is black vinyl, but it came with this. This is a platter mat, and it's a Pyromania mat that they included in here. So I haven't opened this yet, but I picked this up at a $15 sale over Christmas about 3 or 4 years ago. But we have that version there. And last but not least, we have the Abbey Road Half-Speed Mastered. I haven't gotten around to playing this yet. I recently picked up this version. So, but that's the Half-Speed Mastered version. And that's going to be the 5th copy of this great 1980s classic rock album. So we have the first one out of the way. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. See, it's over here. It's going to be Styx Cornerstone. I've got 5. I actually have more than 5 copies, but I pulled out 5 copies. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So the first one here is going to be Half-Speed Mastered on this Nautilus Super Disc. So that's this copy here, and it's on the Nautilus label. So that's the first copy that I have right there. And then I have an original pressing where the band members signed the cover. So we have this copy of it right here. I believe this one here is Canadian, but this here is an audiophile pressing. Okay. I think this came out in either the late 80s or maybe the early 90s. I'm not sure exactly when this came out. But yeah, it's and again, I think it's Canadian, but that's the audiophile pressing of it. We have this one here put out by Vinyl is Beautiful, a reissue that came out a couple years ago, and this one was issued on red vinyl. So that's number 4. And number 5, we have a Japanese pressing of it with the OB and all. And this was issued on black vinyl, but that is the Japanese pressing of it, and that is the 5th one of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to our 3rd album here. So, and that's going to be Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. So I have this version here. I bought this in 2013, so I don't know if it's a 2012 or 2011 or 2013 pressing, but it is a reissue. I bought it in 2013, so I always say that it's a 2013 pressing. I'm not really sure of the pressing year, but it was new when I bought it, so I think that was around that time. But that was the first one. The next one here is the 50th anniversary remastered version. It is a Japanese version. Okay, very, very nice copy of this Dark Side of the Moon. So we have that one there. This one here is the reissue that they put out recently with the clear vinyl with the prism in the center. This here is about the best sounding copy of Dark Side of the Moon I've ever heard. It is amazing. So I definitely recommend picking up this version. But again, this is on. I think it's on two. I think it's on 2 discs. Well, I think it's on. Yeah, it's on. No, here it says it's 1, 2. Record 1, record 2. So it's on 2 discs, and again, it's on clear vinyl with the prism in the center. So very awesome version of that. I also have this one here, which is a unofficial pressing of it, but they put it out on. They tried to mimic the Australian album cover. That's what this album cover is, and it was issued on red vinyl. So we have that copy of the Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. And last but not least, had to resort to a CD because I didn't have any more vinyl pressings of it, but I did want to show a fifth album, and this here is the CD of it. It's been through the ringer. It's got some water damage here on the paperwork on the inside, but as you can see, it is the standard Dark Side of the Moon on CD. So we have that fifth copy of it. So that's 5. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the 4th band, which is Kiss, and the album is a Destroyer. I have my 5 copies here. Let's go ahead and get started. So I have the first one here is an OG pressing. And this here is on the Bogart, on the dark blue Bogart label, and this has black writing or dark writing on the label for the lettering. So we have that copy of this. We have another copy here, an OG pressing, but this one here has silver. It's on the Bogart label as well, but this one has silver writing for the lettering of on the label. So it's a little bit different. I'm not sure. I think this one is an earlier pressing. And then we have this one here, which is a Newberry Comics reissue of it. And they issued this one on a red and black marble. I think this was limited to 1,000 copies. So it wasn't numbered, I don't believe. But it was limited to 1,000 copies. So it's very cool to have. Then we have the 45th anniversary 2LP deluxe edition on yellow and red vinyl. So we have that version right here. So pretty cool. So that is the 4th one. And number 5 is going to be the Walmart version of it, which is the Destroyer Resurrected. Now Resurrected is the same album. It is Destroyer. It was just remastered. And they went ahead and called it Resurrected, but it is Destroyer, so I think this counts. So that is the 5th copy of this. Again, they put it out on orange vinyl. Very, very cool. So that is going to be the 5th copy of that album. Okay, so remember back in the beginning of the video, I said there's going to be caveat. Well, I couldn't come up with 5 bands where I had 5 different albums. I could only come up with 4, so I decided for the 5th one, I was going to do a soundtrack. So let's go ahead and do that. So first one I have here is Now these are all going to be Ghostbusters. I have 5 copies of Ghostbusters here, the soundtrack. Okay, so this one here is the 30th anniversary version put out on black vinyl. So it's very cool. So that's going to be the very first one. And the next one is going to be the Walmart exclusive release. And this was put out on white marshmallow vinyl. So that is the second copy of it. The third copy is going to be another Newberry Comics version of it. And this one was put out on split red and white vinyl. Very cool for that. That's the third one. The fourth one is an OG pressing, but it's a Japanese version of it. So this one is a Japanese with the obi and all that. Okay, so there we go. That's the fourth one. And the fifth one is going to be the Hot Topic 30th anniversary exclusive copy on fluorescent lime green vinyl. And there's the cover, and this is the back. I can see it's on this very, very bright, almost yellowish, but they call it fluorescent lime green vinyl. And it is Ghostbusters. So that's my 5 copies of Ghostbusters. So, yeah, that's going to be my answer to Tony. I'll put a link below down to his channel and to this challenge. I do want to thank Tony for hosting this. I want to thank everybody for watching today. Have any comments, put it down below. I'll be sure to answer you, but that's it. I do want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you all next time.